What's up, family? Man, I want to jump on and have a real heart to heart with you guys. For the last few days, I've been really contemplating on, man, why is it that quote unquote chosen ones, those that have gone through so much, those that are here with a certain task to accomplish, seem to catch the most hell? You know what I mean? And I'm looking back at Deion Sanders' life, and not just his life, the life of Barack Obama, so many of the great leaders have caught the most hell. You know what I mean? And I've come to realize that, man, they had a standard. They had a standard that they were trying to uplift the people to raise the frequency of the people to. And the trip is, it's the people, for the most part, that fought against these leaders. It's the people that had a problem with raising their frequency. It's the people that were so comfortable, so stagnant in their mediocrity. You know what I mean? They were comfortable in their stagnation. They were comfortable in living beneath their means. And so anytime somebody like Deion Sanders come and he raises that bar, he raises that frequency, he raises the expectations and demands your best. He gives you nothing but his best. That's all you get is his best. And people hate that. People are terrified of that. And I sat there and I was just contemplating, man, why? Why are people so scared? Why are people so terrified? Why are people so hateful and angry towards people like this? And this is not just Coach Prime. It's been that way from the beginning of time. From the beginning of time. There are so many movies that have come out, especially in the black community. Coach Carter. This is a story of where, what's his name? I can't even think of the actor's name. The black guy plays in Samuel Jackson plays a basketball coach in Richmond, California. And he comes in and he's raising the frequency, raising the demand, raising the expectation of his basketball players. Game day, everybody has to wear a blazer and a tie. And the family kicks against this. The kids' grades are garbage. They're not even coming to class, but they're playing on the basketball team. He says, no more. You're not doing that. If you can't raise your grades up, if you can't have passing grades, you can't play on the team. The family goes uproar. The family's ready to get him fired. The family's protesting. And it's always our own community that's always creating the most chaos, the most hell. For the quote unquote leaders, for the quote unquote chosen ones, the people that came to raise the frequency, the people that came to raise the standard. The coach has nothing but these kids' best interests at heart. And the family's okay with these kids flunking in school. The family's okay with these kids not coming to class. The family's okay with these kids not doing their homework. The family's okay with these kids being disrespectful. Because basketball is all they have. These kids were never going to go to the college. These kids were never going to go to the NBA with their grades, with their academics the way that they were. And so the coach is trying to raise their frequency, raise the standard. And it's the family that's kicking against them. It's the family that's uproar. You know what I mean? And so it's always that way. It's always the mediocre people that has been challenged to raise their frequency that is going to fight against you the most. It's always been that way. We go back to the beginning of time. Cain and Abel, two brothers. Abel, the brother, the quote unquote good brother, presents an offering to God. God finds his offering acceptable. Abel didn't have Jesus in his life. He wasn't speaking in tongues. You know what I mean? He wasn't going to church. He wasn't doing any of that stuff that we do today. He just had a relationship with God. And he made an offering to God. And he would keep making these offerings to God. Man, thank you, bless you. I'm grateful and I'm giving you my best. I'm giving you the best of everything that I have. His sorry, trifling brother Cain, he wasn't like that. He was like most mediocre people. Here, you just take what I give you. I'm not raising my frequency. I'm not raising and elevating myself to the expectation that you have. No, we ain't got time for all that. You just get what you get and you get in where you fit in. If you don't like my offering, oh well. I'm not doing nothing different. I'm not changing nothing different. And I'd be damned if I allow you to come here and make me feel guilty because I don't want to raise my frequency, because I don't want to raise my elevation, because I don't want to think outside the box. I don't want to change my perspective. I don't want to get rid of my sorry, lazy, pathetic habits. And so I've always been this way, and I'm going to stay this way. And because of his jealousy and his rage for his brother, because God accepted his brother's offering, his brother's gift, because he was on the right frequency, he had the right standard. Cain was mediocre. Cain was lazy. Cain wasn't trying to do nothing to elevate anything. And so out of jealousy, out of rage, Cain killed his own flesh and blood brother. Cain killed Abel. Why am I talking about that? Because that's what happens within America. That's what happens, especially within the black community. We kill the leaders. We kill those that are trying to raise our frequency. We kill those that say, damn, ain't you tired of being sick and tired? We kill those that say, man, I'm not accepting your garbage. I'm not accepting your laziness. I'm not accepting your mediocrity. I'm going to give you my best, and I demand your best in return. If you can't give me your best, keep moving. But you can't come hang out with me. You can't be in my vicinity just giving me your sloppy seconds, just giving me what you want to give me. That's not acceptable to me. In order to be in my realm, you got to raise your frequency. In order to be in my realm, you got to change your thinking. In order to be in my realm, you got to elevate. You got to come up to a higher standard. You got to come up to a higher expectation of yourself and those around you. See, so many of us, we got this lackadaisical mentality. Oh, people are just people, and just let them be, and Okay, yeah, let them be. But if they're not trying to grow and develop, if they're not trying to raise their frequency, if they're not trying to give their best and do their best in life, you can't fuck with me. And I don't give a fuck who you are, or where you think you're going, or what you think you have. Mediocrity ain't acceptable to me. And so many people, man, they struggle with that. And so they come up and they attack us because we're trying to raise their frequency, because we're trying to raise the expectation and the standard. We're raising the bar, and people don't like that. That's why so many people hate Deion Sanders or Coach Prime, because he ain't with the bullshit. He ain't with that mediocre bullshit. And that's why Jackson State University, the president, and all those other people there, not all of them, but those in the powers to be that had issue with him, that's why they had so many problems with him, because he was like, time out for the bullshit. Either we're going to do this or we ain't going to do this. Either we're going to be about business or we ain't going to play business, or we ain't going to do this shit. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to raise the frequency of this team. I'm going to raise the standard of the team, of the coaches. I'm going to raise the standard for the fans. President and everybody else here at the college, man, you got to raise your fucking gang. You got to raise your fucking frequency. You got to raise the fucking expectations of yourself and what you bring into the table. You can't keep robbing the fucking people and saying you're giving to the people. A lot of y'all missed that. What a lot of leaders do, they rob from the people while saying they're for the people. And we completely miss that. This shit happens every fucking couple years when it's voting season. You get all these motherfuckers that ain't did shit for the fucking community. Ain't did shit for the elderly. Ain't did shit for the homeless. Ain't did shit for the kids. Now they want to come out. They ain't did shit for average Americans. Now they want to come out. Man, they want to win your fucking vote. Like, motherfucker, what the fuck have you done for us? Stop talking all the bullshit. You talking a good talk, but you ain't walking it. You mediocre. You ain't made a fucking change. You've been been a politician for 30, 40, 50 years, and you ain't did shit except get richer. You ain't did shit for the average person that's voting your ass in office. But all your buddies, they got kickbacks, and their companies reap the benefits of your ass being in office, but all of us people ain't got no benefits from you. Fuck you, it's time for your raggedy ass to go. But that's not the mentality of the people. The people are so fucking gullible. It's like, oh, they came and they talked to us. Oh, they took pictures with us. Oh, I took a selfie with this person. Oh, look at it. And we get all caught up in the bullshit. Mediocrity ain't acceptable. And so many people, man, they attack Coach Prime and other people like that that's challenging them and demanding that they raise their frequency. Demanding that you raise the game, you raise the bar, you raise your expectation, you raise what you give to the table. If you can't give your all, and if your all, and so many people, I'm giving my all. No, the fuck you ain't. You're comfortable. You're comfortable. That's how we know you ain't giving your all. Because when you're giving your all, you're stretched beyond your comfort zone. It's challenging. It's difficult. And the great majority of people, they want to be comfortable. They don't want to be challenged. They don't want to be stretched beyond where they're at. Because it hurts. And that's why mediocre people don't do the self-work. That's why mediocre people don't really do their shadow work. That's why mediocre people don't really deal with their subconscious thoughts and their issues and their trauma and the drama that they're carrying. Because they don't want to do the work. Because it's uncomfortable. It's challenging. It's painful. And so they sit there and they self-medicate with drugs, alcohol, religion, spiritual shit, tarot cards, crystals, and everything else they can put their hands on to fucking self-medicate so that they don't have to do the fucking work. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's time that we grow the fuck up and call a spade a fucking spade. You're fucking mediocre. And that's all you ever gonna be until you decide to grow the fuck up and make the appropriate changes in your life. That's why so many of these people can't stand Deion Sanders, can't stand people like him. That's challenging them. That's calling them out. That's putting them on blast. They're saying you ain't doing shit. You talking the talk, but you ain't doing shit. You raping the fucking people inside the fucking church. You pilfering the offering plates. Oh, all you motherfuckers in colleges, you great doctors, you educating, you miseducating the students. They're learning about all this bullshit that ain't helping them do nothing in life, but they're not learning about who the fuck they are and why they're here. Why the fuck should they have to pay for you to teach them about all these people in the past? I love psychology, but man, I'm not paying nobody to learn about Sigmund Freud, Carl Jung, Erik Erikson, and all these other people. Man, I can learn this shit on my fucking own. Teach me who the fuck I am. Teach me why I'm here. Teach me why I got all this fucking drama in my life. Teach me how to overcome this shit. Teach me how to be a better me. Because once I become a better me, then I become a better citizen. Once I become a better citizen, then I love the people around me. And the people around me become better. And the community becomes better. The city becomes better. The state becomes better. The country becomes better. The world becomes better. Why? Because we become better. But we're not becoming better because we're fucking mediocre. And we're learning bullshit that ain't helping us in our growth and development. We talk all this stuff about the Bible, but we never apply this shit to our fucking lives. We never take this shit deep. We never personalize it. We never get to the heart of the matter. And then when somebody comes in and they challenge you and say you full of shit and you fucking lazy and you're sorry and I'm sick of your fucking excuses and woo-doo, and they're going in and, oh, you want to cry, you want to be a fucking victim. Oh, you're so mean, you're so cruel, you're so heartless. No, you're a fucking punk, you're a fucking baby in a grown man's body. Grow the fuck up. It is what it is. It is what it is. This is a grown folk channel, and I don't give a fuck whether you like it or not. Man, the truth is the truth. I'm sick and tired of people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s still walking around and crying about shit that happened to them when they were a fucking kid. Oh, my daddy didn't accept me. My mama didn't like me. My boyfriend broke my heart. My girlfriend cheated on me. Motherfucker, you've been through worse than that. You've been through worse than that. Grow the fuck up. Stop allowing that shit to fucking victimize you. Stop allowing that shit to keep you stuck in yesteryear. You can never reach your full potential staying in yesteryear. You can never get the queen or the king or the business opportunities that you want in life staying stuck in yesteryear. Grow the fuck up. And stop being a fucking hater. Stop being fucking mad because they challenging you to think outside of the fucking box. Stop being fucking hateful and jealous and full of rage because they're questioning your fucking belief system. And they're challenging your ignorant ass belief system. And you don't like it. And so you want to go to war because they're questioning your belief system. And you don't even understand that they're questioning your belief system to get you to understand, wait a minute, time out. What the fuck? Why do I really believe this bullshit? Oh, because so-and-so told me this. Oh, because so-and-so told me that. I used to be a diehard USC fan. USC is my college football team, right? I was a USC fan because I saw a great player, Marcus Allen, play for that team when he was in college. And I saw him do some stuff that just blew me away, and I started following the team. Marcus Allen was later drafted by the Raiders, which is my football team. And so I was a USC fan because of one person. Because I saw what one person did on the field. And many of us, if the truth be told, man, we're a basketball player, our basketball team, our football team, our NASCAR racer, or whatever the case may be, soccer team, man, we pick that team for a certain reason. We follow that team for a certain reason. I was a USC fan because of Marcus Allen. I started watching Coach Prime. But I started watching him when he was in college too, at Florida State. Then he went to Atlanta, played for the Falcons. Then he went to the 49ers and won a Super Bowl. Then he went to the Cowboys and won another Super Bowl. And then he went to the other teams. But he was playing baseball too at the same time. I saw him play in the World Series too. And then I saw him coaching his kids' high school teams. And then I saw him coaching at Jackson State. And so because he was coaching at Jackson State, it's like, damn, I'm a Jackson State fan. Not really because I'm a Jackson State fan, but because I'm a fan of what Coach Prime is doing. I like his leadership because he reminds me of me. Man, cut and dry. I cuss, but he don't. You know what I mean? But we're going to call it what it is. We're going to challenge you and push you to grow the fuck up and reach your full potential. And if you don't like it, kick fucking rocks. Because somebody else wants to hear the fucking truth. Somebody else needs to be called out on their bullshit. And they want that because they understand it's going to help them elevate their fucking game. It's going to help them go to the next level in life. Everybody ain't ready to go to the next level, and it is what it is. And so Deion Sanders is now at Colorado. So I'm going to give me a Colorado hat. I'm a Colorado fan now. Not necessarily the school, but I'm a Coach Prime fan. And because he's at Colorado, I'm going to support the school. Why? Because they're supporting him. That's his platform. I'm always going to support those people that are pushing people past their fucking mediocrity. You know what I mean? I'm always going to support those people that are challenging people and demanding the best of people and pushing them to reach their full potential, pushing them to get outside the fucking box, pushing them to get past their fucking laziness, pushing them outside of their fucking comfort zone. That's what a chosen one does. And if you say you're a chosen one, man, it's time for you to man the fuck up. It's time for you to woman the fuck up and support those people that are pushing people, challenging people, encouraging and inspiring people to come out of their fucking mediocre lifestyle and their fucking mediocre habits. This is what we came here for. This is what we came here for. Think back to Jesus or Yahshua or whatever you want to call him. Man, he was challenging people to think outside the fucking box. And so the religious people hated him. He was challenging people. Man, you got to let go of this mediocre living. You got to let go of this crazy, lazy mentality. You got to let go of this fucking religious bullshit. And the religious people hated him. The religious people was against what Jesus was doing. It wasn't just the religious people. When you think about it, Jesus did so much for the average person, for the common people. Jesus came here for the common people. And yet it was the same fucking common people that chose Barabbas over Jesus. It was the same common people that Jesus came to heal and to perform miracles for and to feed and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. All this stuff that Jesus came for the mediocre, for the down and out people. And it was the down and out people that Jesus came for that turned their back on him. They could have set his ass free, but they chose a fucking murderer over Jesus. They're never going to choose a chosen one. Let me say that again. Mediocre people will never choose a chosen one. They're always going to find somebody like them. They're always going to be full of hate. They're always going to be full of jealousy. They're always going to be full of bitterness and animosity and all that other stupid, low vibrating bullshit. And so the common people, the people that Jesus came to help. Man, and this is a word for some of you chosen ones. Man, don't get discouraged because the people ain't following you. Don't get discouraged because the people ain't supporting you. They didn't support Prime. They ain't supporting Jesus. Or they didn't support Jesus. They had Jesus killed. So how the fuck do you expect the mediocre people to support you and to be there for you? They ain't never been there for true leaders. They ain't never been there for the chosen ones. And they can't be there for the chosen ones because they're on a totally different frequency. Man. We got to grow up. We have to grow up. Man, family, I hope and pray that I said something that's encouraged you, that's inspired you, that's informed you, that uplifts you. Chosen ones. Mediocrity ain't acceptable. Mediocrity is not acceptable to chosen ones. It never will be. Mediocrity is acceptable to mediocre people and to mediocre people only. If you're not mediocre, then it's time that you show the world that you're not mediocre. I love you. Happy healing. Peace.